there. Today what we're going to be doing is practicing with watercolor. Okay, so we've got a bunch of different techniques that we're going to try today. Alright, so first thing that you want to do with watercolor is you're going to take your brush and you're going to put a little bit of water in each color. Okay, so you've got a little bit of water in each color. Now, when I do this, you can use any color that you want. Just a couple rules with paintbrushes. Whenever you have water, you want your brushes to be inside the water. Okay, if you don't have water in your water cup, you want your bristles to be bristles up. That way they don't get damaged. So I want to show you a yucky brush. Okay, so if you look here, this one is damaged. Okay, and it could be damaged because it was sitting upside down or it was smashed down. So you got to be really careful with your brushes. Okay, you want to be soft and gentle. Okay, if you don't have this already, with your water cup and your brushes, you want a little piece of paper towel. Okay, so what we're going to do for our first one, the solid wash, is we are going to take our brush. Okay, and you're going to pick any color. And what my solid wash is I want it to be pretty solid. I want it to be dark or light, but you don't want to see through the paper. Okay, and you can just make like a little box or a little splotch. Keep in mind with watercolor, you don't need a lot of paint. Okay, whenever you're rinsing your brushes, you're going to swirl. Okay, and then you just dab on the paper towel. Okay, and you can actually roll it to a tip. Just like that. Okay, so with the graded wash, what you're going to do is you're going to take two colors. You can use any color. And I'm going to use red at first. Okay, rinse your brush. Okay, and then I'm going to use yellow. Okay, I've got those two colors. Now I want to rinse and I want to blend them together. Okay, and you're just blending it with water. Okay, this is a gradient. That's how you create a graded wash. Rinse again. Now glazing, what we're going to do is you're going to take two colors. Any two colors. Rinse your brush. Dab on the paper towel. And you're going to blend them together on the paper. Okay, what you're doing is you're creating an opaque color. Where it's not seen through the paper. A lot of watercolor artists use transparent techniques to show more water than pigment. Okay, wet on wet. What you're going to do is you're going to use your brush. Okay, and you're just going to wet your paper. This is just with some water. Then you're going to pick another color, any color that you want, and you're just going to drop it in. Okay, and what happens is it spreads, okay, over time. So I like to show this because a lot of times with watercolor we want to do detail painting. If our surface is wet, if our paper's wet, or if we're painting over something that's wet, we're not going to see those nice crisp, clean details. Okay, drop color and wet color. What you're going to do is you're going to pick any color. And then you're going to drop another color. Okay, and again, what you'll notice is that those are going to spread. Okay, any sort of detailed painting, you want to be very careful. All right, dry brush, what you're going to do is you're going to pick again any color. Okay, and then I'm going to take my paper towel and then just kind of dab it on there. I don't want my brush to be really wet. I just want it to be dry. Okay, and then you're going to paint with a dry brush. Okay, so you can really do anything. Just know that if your brush is very wet, you're not going to get those details. Rinse your brush. Okay, and dab on the paper towel. Okay, scumbling. What scumbling is you're going to take any color and you're going to dot it. Okay, a lot of these scumbling techniques, what you could use for is whenever you're creating bushes or trees, any sort of dotting, also for texture. Okay, notice that I'm dotting it, but I'm not messing up the bristles. Okay, when I showed you earlier about the brush, you know, especially students who just kind of like stab it down, that's how it really gets ruined. So you want to still be gentle with your brushes and be very careful. All right, negative painting, what we're going to do is you're going to pick a dark color. And then go ahead and make like a little splotch. Okay, rinse your brush. Okay, I'm going to dab it on the paper towel. And then I want to try to pull some of this pigment out of here. Okay, and then sometimes what I do is I'll take like a piece of paper towel and then I'll just kind of dab it. Okay, watercolor is not a forgiving medium. You have to be really careful. If you do make mistakes, it's hard to correct. It's fun, easy to clean up, but can be unforgiving. Okay, lift or feather out. Okay, what you're gonna do is, I like to do like gradients. Pick any color. I'm gonna start with that. Then I rinse my brush, dab it on my paper towel, and I'm gonna pull with water the color over. Okay, pushing out pigment. Now this one's I like to show my students, especially my students who make boo-boos. So let's say, for example, you drop your brush. Okay, you got to be real quick to correct it, especially if it's a really dark color. You have to spread it out very quickly, kind of pull it up with your paper towel. Okay, otherwise you're going to be kind of stuck with it. Now there are a lot of different ways where you can actually correct mistakes like that, but really it's best to let your paper dry. Don't mess with the paper too much, otherwise you're going to have some tearing in that watercolor paper. Okay, wipe out brush, any color. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're just going to wipe it out until your brush is dry. Alright, in detail painting, what you're going to do is you're going to just take your brush, okay, hopefully it's a detail round, okay, and what you want to do is you want to get it to a point, okay, and you also want it to be pretty dry, okay, and then what you're going to do from there is you're going to do any sort of detail. So I like to do like Florida landscapes, so what I'll do is I will do like palm fronds. You could write your name. What you want to do is you're just using the tip of the brush. All right, and that concludes our watercolor practice. Hope you enjoyed.